to talk about, so let's do this. Got it.
Hey, everybody. 2-night week.
We got to like speed through to get all the way through all these dances. That was crazy.
I almost feel like when we go through this, we should say like, okay, we're talking like Trevor and Emma because they went first on most memorable, but then like we talk about both their dances.
Yeah, we could do that.
I think that might help.
Yeah, okay. I got to go between my two documents, but yeah, we could do that.
I have to scroll up and down because I did it all in one.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, well, let's dive right in. First of all, opening number night. Yes. First of all, I can't believe that it's already halfway.
I know. It's insane. It's going so fast.
It does feel like it's flying a lot. All right, well then let's start at the top of night one. Let's start with Trevor and Emma, who did a jazz on night one.
I said it had beautiful arm extension for Trevor.
Yeah.
Like for him, and like he had that great connection. Most of them all did on the most memorable night. So that doesn't surprise me.
I think my thing with Trevor and with a lot of them now is that they're putting so much focus into arms and legs that I think what's now struggling is that core. That core is going to help kind of bring everything together and keep them steady, especially. Now, I think that needs to become our big focus here, especially for Trevor.
No, 100%. I agree. But I said like fantastic improvement.
Oh my gosh, it was great. It was beautiful
in both dances, because the other dance he did a jive for prom night, and like I said, like to me he was very light on his feet.
I felt it was great. You know, I would love to see a little more loose, especially in the jive, because it is so fun. And not turning those feet in when we're kicking. But otherwise, I mean, truly the expansion that's happened is really awesome.
I noticed too, and I think it's just because of the jive with energy. Like at the beginning, he was very good at like being at the balls of his feet, and then like it started to fall. Like, so like I noticed one turn, which is like completely flat-footed. So I was like, okay. So, and that's hard too, especially because they're in the like Cuban heel type thing, which is different. So they're getting used to that. So I get it.
Yes, completely. But yeah, I think overall it truly is doing so fantastic and needs to just keep it up. I know he's so afraid, and I know he puts that out in every package that he's scared, but
he's got this.
He's so, once he hits that floor, it's truly
it like melts off his face. Like you can just see it melt.
It's just great. All right, moving on. Shangela and Gleb on night one started with a foxtrot. What did you think of this?
So I said beautiful extension, but she always has pretty good extension. I said she needs to point her toes.
Yes, I said that. I thought the exact same thing. The toes and keeping those arms flow all the way through.
And I think one thing will help is sometimes she like her shoulders are up. So if she puts that shoulders back, it gives that more flow into that.
Yep, I wrote the same thing, keeping the shoulders down and continuing all those flow lines all the way through. But oh my gosh, but otherwise, chills. It was just beautiful.
I have to say though, I think people like the critiques that the judges gave, depending on how you're looking at it, I feel like it could have come off as being mean almost a little bit. So like,
but she seemed so positive about it and honest and truly, like if she's going to be a contender in this, and that's need to have those moments.
I literally wrote, I said people might read that as being mean, but I said it's because they see that she's a contender.
Yes.
And so like, and that's literally like, guys, look at my notes. It even says that. I mean, you can't see it.
Right. No, it's okay. But no, that's totally it. You know, you can take what the judges are saying and you can get mad at them and say that it's frustrating. But at the same time, they are seeing that she is a solid contender in this. These are the things that you need to do that are going to bring you to that next level. And without paying attention to them, you're going to lose. And that's it.
Absolutely.
So you got to listen to what they're saying. Now cha-cha.
The cha-cha.
Still pointing the toes.
Yes. She just wasn't as sharp. I felt I was kind of surprised with the choreography, because at the beginning of the song, how much time they used with like the fans and that, and as soon as they started that, I like, even before they got to the judges, I was like, Len is not gonna like that.
No, too much time. Although I was surprised he did. A little
Well, he
bit.
was like, I could take less fans at the
Right,
beginning.
right,
So
right.
I was like, I don't think he,
Well, once they got in,
but once he got into it, it was
it
fine.
was solid.
Yeah.
So
But I was like, she is living her best J-Lo dreams right now.
I know. You know what? Sometimes I think you have to do that. You have to just take it for what it is. Like she said, really bringing drag to the dance floor, which is so her,
Yeah.
and her life. So
I
I
can't
think it
wait
was
till
really fun.
I can't wait till she does a death drop in one of her numbers. Like I'm just counting down.
I'm praying we make it to the finale so I can see a freestyle. I would love to see whatever they want to do. No rules, just have fun. So
I know.
Shangela, you got to get to that freestyle because I'm dying to see it.
Absolutely. And I have to say, like Leb's choreography this year, like step up. I love it.
Yes. Gleb has stepped up so much from past seasons. It's fantastic.
Hi, Paso.
Hi, Paso. Just because they hi, Paso.
I know.
All right, let's keep going because I want
Yep.
to make sure we have more than enough time. Jesse and Alan started us off with a tango on night one.
I wrote that she. Oh, sorry, Paso. You okay? I wrote that she was heavy on her feet. Like it just felt heavy. It didn't feel light. And so I said it just like if she could lift from her core, it
Right,
that
exactly.
would fix. So and she did have the one little part where she was on the wrong foot at one point. So I was like, like I felt like I felt for her when she did that, but
Yeah, but I did think that the second half gave me more of a relaxed feel. It allowed me to feel like she was sinking into it.
it like started like, okay, I'm really stiff, and then like
Yes.
eased.
Yes. So I need to, I hope to see much more of that as time goes. But yes, watching those shoulders coming up, especially in that tango, you're in hold for so much that it's and with Alan being so much taller,
Yeah.
it's pretty hard. But I mean, he's trying to sink down to her level a little bit more, especially on the, turns and things, but it's a little tough. So yeah, definitely not the best for her, but still showing a lot of progress. Which is amazing.
Yes. And then she had the Viennese waltz
Yeah.
prom night. So I didn't think this was her best dance.
No,
So
I didn't either.
like I said, like there's moments in the dance that are fantastic. But it's
Like that long arch. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, it was beautiful. Oh, like
Yeah.
every time we had that arm come, it was just gorgeous.
Yes. But like it's that transitioning, like, okay, I have this move, I have that move. Now it's piecing it together. Again, I felt like she's heavy and her her posture, and that's her core that needs to come up a little bit.
Yeah. But I liked that her toes were a little more pointed than they have been.
Yep, I wrote that too.
So that was good. One thing at a time, one thing at a time. But I think overall, she's really showing a lot of great progress.
Yes. Then we had Gabby and Vale.
Yeah, started us off foxtrot.
Mm-hmm.
Much better feeling.
So much better.
Much better.
I said, I felt like the slower song fit her better. And then I said, it was beautiful. It was fluent. Her lines were gorgeous. It just made me happy.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I think it gave me more of being able to see her being at that top. It really gave me that, okay, now I see a little bit more of that. Which made me feel good. Now tango, we kind of went from one field to a totally different field.
And it's interesting because you and I were texting, and I was like, her attack was there compared to like where we were talking. I was like, I'm just lacking something. One thing is when she looks at Vale, that gaze that they have between each other, sometimes I feel like she looks through him.
It's lost almost.
So, and that's a chemistry piece. And so, but it's only in moments. It's not
right. Not in the whole thing.
Correct. So I loved her tango.
Yeah, I did too. Was there one spot? Am I crazy? I feel like I need to go back and rewatch it. Was there one spot where an arm placement was like supposed to be here and she had it down and then she like quickly popped it up and then her face kind of did like one of these? Or maybe I'm totally missing. I might have to go back and rewatch. But anyway, it's like I felt like there was a moment where something happened
I
and her
missed
face
it if
showed
it
it.
did. Doesn't mean it
And
didn't
maybe
happen,
not.
but
Maybe not.
I
I'm
didn't
gonna have
catch
to go
it.
back here.
I'm not gonna lie
Um,
to you, on Tuesday night, though, I was exhausted from work. So I
Fair.
was like,
I understand.
keeping my eyes open through the show.
Yeah, having a 2 night was a little tough. But yeah, I don't know. I have to go back because I really feel like there was some spot where there was a placement that was wrong and her face was like, oh my gosh, I did that. And then they got a perfect score. And I was like, maybe
Is
I'm
she the one that
confused.
I texted you about where I was like, was she overscored? Because I think
Yes.
I said like I
Yes.
could
I was
see
feeling nines,
like two
maybe a three
tens and a
tens.
9 or something. I said like to you, I was like 2 10s and 9
Yeah.
9,
Yeah, it didn't give me
but I
that
didn't feel
perfect
like
score
10 10
vibe.
10.
Yeah. Not for the very first one. I think Charlie's given us many, many, many more fantastic dances that should have been the first.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that was a little interesting. So, well, we shall wait to see what more comes.
Well, she wasn't the first like 10 10 10.
No, the first all.
No, Selma was
So, well,
technically.
yes. Technically speaking, yes, yes, yes. But she
So,
was the second then. And I don't think as far as dances go that it
well, didn't Charlie and Mark get all 10s the first night
did they?
for
No,
their
I didn't think
anxiety piece?
so.
For the anxiety piece? Oh no, they didn't. They got 9 10
No, that's what I'm saying. That was the first
No.
perfect 40.
And then I was looking, no, yeah, they got a 10 9 10 10. Yeah, that doesn't fit because that anxiety piece
No.
should have been all 10s easily.
That's what I'm saying. That was the very first, and I don't think it deserved. I just didn't feel it.
I 100% agree.
So yeah, so that's why I messaged you because I was like, "Wah."
Okay,
So, all right.
Joe and Danny.
Meh.
I am so sad they went
Bitch.
home.
I so wanted to see more of Joe. He just was doing so good, and I have no words. Like I truly cannot believe that they went home.
Like, I'm glad though, like he went out on a high, but
Such a high.
I'm so sad. That cha-cha from prom night, like, oh, especially his lunges where he had like the arm up, I was like, yes.
I
But
know. But even that Roomba, oh my gosh.
you
It
know,
was just great. And I'm so sad.
there are 2 other people that I personally think should have gone home over them. But the problem is because of who landed in the bottom 2. Obviously, Joe had to go home compared to Heidi, but
It's all
it makes me
I
mad.
like that the judges get the say, but it makes it so hard when they put them up against somebody that's very clearly not supposed to be
Yes.
there.
Okay.
All
Britt
right,
and
moving
Daniel.
on. Meh. All right, Daniel and Brett started with a contemporary. I did think this was beautiful, but I really
Stunning.
need that core that's gonna help, especially in those contemporary numbers. If this is not tight, everything else struggles.
So
And I really thought nines. I really was feeling some nines for him.
yeah, the thing that is hard, and I even wrote this because I said first it was stunning because I loved that they put ASL in it. That
Yes.
was incredible. And like the fact that he started it off and like I know Britt was behind him and was able to cue him like when to go. But I was even thinking, okay, when you're in dance rehearsal and you're trying to learn a lift, you're talking your way through it. Britt can't communicate with her hands in the moment, and she can't just say what's going on. So I know like you're talking about that core, but it's so hard, I think, to even explain, okay, what muscles do I need to engage without
Right.
And like I wrote in his situations that learning this had to be really difficult, but he did like a
Definitely.
pretty nice job.
I totally agree.
But
Totally agree.
but some of that core that might be that component of why that's
Right.
more tricky.
like I said, I think at this point we're seeing so many people and so many contestants improving in their technique that I think now that strength portion needs to start coming in.
Mhm,
And that's going to make the big difference between the bottom and the top because
mhm.
it's going to give you so much more control if that's tight.
Yes.
But even in the cha-cha, I felt like it was a little bit stronger in the cha-cha.
Yep.
Staying on those toes and the balls of the feet, it's gonna just come naturally, and then that will help keep the flow going through the cha-cha.
I
But it was so fun.
The one thing I noticed is in his cha-cha, he had very straight legs. And I know it's good because you're supposed to step
Yes.
on a straight leg, but I almost miss like there are times you have to obviously bend it to be able to move. And I think he was so focused on the straight leg that it almost kind of like made him stiff a little bit.
Mhm, mhm. Yep, I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah. Anyway, he's still come a long way, and Britt's
Oh, yeah.
certainly done a great job working with everything that she's been given, and he's certainly holding his own. So
Yep.
it'll be interesting to see what comes next for the two of them.
Jordan and Brandon with the salsa.
Starting with the salsa. I wanted to love it, but it just felt so hoppy. Like
He said
so
she was it's that it's the core because she's losing her balance.
I
So
know.
it's that I said it was fun. I said there was an awkward jump at the end, and I can't remember
Yes.
what it was.
It was just so like it just felt so uppity.
Yeah.
And a salsa is so not. A salsa is so low and flowy and you know, I don't know.
I don't
It
know,
it
like,
wasn't my favorite.
I think when I said awkward, like, there was something at the end, and it just looked awkward. I can't remember
And
what
then,
exactly what.
the arms were just so loosey goose, but it's just because she was having fun, I think is really where it was coming from is that then
Yeah.
you kind of lose some of that technique because you're just so caught up in the moment. So
Mhm.
I think that didn't exactly help either. So yeah, I got to the end of it and I was like, I want to love it. They just,
Um,
yeah.
her contemporary, though, from prom.
Night two was come drastically different. Yeah.
I said I felt like her transitions were better. I
Yeah.
also felt that, like, the connection, like, I felt like she had more connection to this than she did because, like, it was her song too,
Yes.
compared to the night before.
Yes. And her feet were beautiful, and
Mhm.
contemporary can really make that one way or another, and I
There were
really love
some points where she missed, like, pointing the toes because I wrote, "It's some points," but
right.
compared to, like, what she's done,
Yes.
it's been
Now, my
amazing.
question comes, it's more so like, what was with all the rainbow arms? Why do I feel like they were doing this every like 10 seconds? Like if I go back and count, I think I'm gonna count more rainbow arms. I would keep going, but my chair is here. It just felt like it was every like less than minute. It's like turn, rainbow arm, turn this way, rainbow arm.
Nothing.
Too many rainbow arms, guys, way too many. There's so many other placements we can do with our arms and contemporary. That was my only like big thing with Jennifer. I just couldn't get over it. I was like, ah. They were beautiful rainbow arms, but there were just too many.
So many across the
Way too
board.
many. Way too many. But
Okay.
anyway, she certainly held her own. I'm glad night two gave her a chance for that redemption because it
Yes.
was needed in my opinion from the first night.
Yes. And then
So
we had Charlie and Mark. Should have been all tens. Len.
that should right there. That should have been our first perfect score outside of the or within the
Hands
competition.
down.
Should have
Hands
been the first.
down. So here's my thing too, which was really cool. Currently in my math class, like we're doing our statistics unit, which
Yep.
is what we start right off the beginning is our one Dancing with the Stars lesson that like
Right.
we've put together. And so the kids got to see some of the pieces, and I showed this a lot of stuff from Disney Plus night, and one of my kids goes, Miss Larkin, can you show the contemporary number because they've been watching? So I showed that, and they're like, the kids literally once we have not, they're like, we got chills from that.
Right.
I'm like,
It should have been
Mark
it.
needs an Emmy hands down from that piece right there.
Mhm. It was
And
beautiful. I think my only thing with it is I wish when they were doing the side by side parts,
mhm.
I wish there had been a little more resistance, a little more opposition, like almost fighting in a way. I don't think I got enough of that part of it. It was fantastic. Don't
I
get me wrong, it was
disagree with
absolutely fantastic. That's fair. That's fair. We can disagree. It's all good.
you.
It's all good. From my point, I just wish there was a tiny bit more opposition in
Because I like, for me, for
there. I still think it should
anxiety,
have deserved it.
sometimes anxiety can work with you and it can be a good thing
Yes,
to
that's
like
fair.
make you push yourself. So like there
Mhm.
are times where you have to work together. So like, I don't know, maybe
Yep.
that was the thought
No,
process.
that's a fair point to it. It certainly comes down to the way that, and it's her dance, where the
Mhm,
way that she feels about it.
mhm,
And if that is certainly the way that her anxiety was coming off to her, then yes, it was choreographed exactly the way it needed to be.
mhm.
So that's a very extremely fair point, that it does come off to the person and how she explained it to Mark and then he choreographed it to the way
Yep.
that she explained it to him. So yeah, that's fair. Great point.
Um, Gabby,
No, what did they
I'm
do
looking,
night two? Night two.
yeah, night two.
Night two. Let me go find here. Da, 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 da. Right
Prom
there.
night.
Jive. Oh
Jive.
yes. This was adorable.
I
It was
liked it.
adorable.
I said it was a cute story. Um, but it just,
Missing that something.
yeah, well, the thing is, because it wasn't about her prom,
Hmm.
it was just a random story. I think we missed the connection piece.
Yes, I totally agree.
Um, I said that like the storytelling and the musicality was beautiful, but the energy in that attack, um, I said I would have liked to seen because it was a jive, a little bit more kicks and flicks
Hmm.
in her
Yes.
choreography, just because she can handle that sharpness.
Yes.
But and I also know the music was weird for it, and they're trying to tell the story, so there's pros and cons to that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but
But she certainly lights up a room. Oh
yeah,
yeah. Oh
I,
yeah.
I almost, the thing though here is I almost wonder if the judges think she was underscored from the night before, because I thought she
Hmm.
was overscored in this number. So I'm like wondering, were they trying to make up
Right.
because they looked back and were like, oh, I think it should have been all tens.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
certainly possible. It's a fair
Mhm.
point. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Let's move on to Vinny and Coco. I literally wrote yes in big letters. Vinny, come on. So fun. His arms were great and it was so fun and it was not too busy, but very basic content
This was my note. I
and so
said,
fun.
great extension, clean, light on your toes, fist pump.
Yes. Like seriously, it was awesome.
It was fun and it fit him perfectly.
It really did. I really truly I'm very proud of him. He has really taken this bull by the horns and just found a way to make it work.
Mhm.
And yeah, like I really couldn't I really was not sure when I saw he was gonna do this. It was no different than when what's his name was in this.
Mhm.
Um it just yeah, he's really come a long way.
Um, but then the next night he had the Viennese waltz.
All right, what did you think of this?
I said very flat-footed in his movements, and he needs to work on transitioning in the movements. I did really, really like Derek's comment about angling his arms, because I think that will just take that up to the next level, because otherwise it looks very flat. So like having a line like, okay, hi, it's right here, versus like, woo, now you have depth in it too,
Hmm.
especially on camera. So I think that was a great comment. And like Coco being new, she might not think through that. So that was a really good feedback, I think, for Coco to
Hmm.
use to help Vinny.
Yeah. I have to say, I thought it was beautiful. Yes, there was a lot of technical things, but I think as
For
far
him, it was
as
very good.
presentation, as far as just going with it and giving it his all, I mean, I truly was almost in tears by the end of it. I just loved it. I just thought it was
His
really
presentation has improved a lot
That's
too.
what
The
I'm
total
saying. Like from dance one till now.
huge. I also loved it when he was up in the skybox and he was like, you know, if I was at my prom and I did this, all the girls would be around me. That was
It was so funny to hear
fantastic.
him like say that he so just was not popular. He just wasn't that kid in school, and so it's very funny to see where he is now, and just goes to show you never know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it really was a great 2 nights for Vinny. Really
Yeah.
was.
Heidi and
Very
Artem
proud.
with the rumba.
Beautiful legs. But
Mm-hmm.
she's like so many, you gotta watch those shoulders coming up, especially on any of those open arm passes.
Across the board, both nights, I said beautiful lines. Like she has the most
Yes.
perfect lines. Her and Artem match so well.
Do. Yes, they
So
do.
like it was a nice dance. I'd like the rumba, but I have to say the prom night one, when what did she have? She had
Good
was it
jazz.
jazz?
Mhm.
I loved it. Like that was the first time I felt like I saw her just let loose and have fun.
Yeah, I didn't, it was fun, but it was just so basic. I
I
don't know
said
if
I
he
would have
made
liked it
it.
to be a little bit faster. I
Yeah,
feel
I don't
like
know if
some of
he
her
made
things
it
are
so,
just
yeah,
I
right.
like
I was kind of mad on it. I was like, I really wanted more.
I didn't
I
see the
love
mess up.
jazz as
Yeah.
a as a concept. I just love jazz, and so I just was so excited to hear that she was doing a jazz number, and then for that to be it, in my opinion, I was just like,
See, I liked it just because of how
yeah, she sunk
she
into it.
like compared to some of her other, like I feel like she's been a little stiff.
Hmm.
So like this was really, really nice.
Okay.
They like mentioned that she messed up on a lift at one point, and I never saw it,
Oh, I
the
don't think so.
judges.
I didn't know.
And the only I think because like there's the one where she was like upside down and then like went forward.
Hmm.
And I think if we saw a side camera view, we would have
Mm,
saw that like she kicked, but because we saw it front, we never saw it. Because that's what Len pointed out.
yes.
So I never saw it, but it was just an interesting like thinking about okay, camera view versus
Right side.
side view.
Yeah, that's a great point. Because yeah, I agree. I didn't notice it, but at the same time, we are at a different angle. So,
Okay.
yeah. All right.
Wayne and Whitney.
Foxtrot, tears, just beautiful. I liked it.
Now that Selma's out, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Wayne's my next favorite. I'm rooting for Wayne.
Yes, me too. Me truly too. I mean, yes, I know he's got a little bit more of the background in some of this,
It's
but
more theater
man,
based.
he just holds his own.
Mm-hmm.
He really does. And even the next night with his samba, it was so quick. It just
Oh, the
he
samba
filled
was
all that
fantastic.
space. Oh my gosh. It was just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's been very consistent. He's been improving, even though you weren't even sure if he could, if there
Right.
was space for improvement, but there always is. And he's just been doing so
His costume though for most memorable night, I was in love with it. His and Whitney's. It's
fast.
gorgeous. It was just that foxtrot too. I said effortless. And like his frame was great to me.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then um yeah, his end was just fantastic.
Yeah.
Like the samba there. It was just fun. I said a beautiful extension, loved the little story. Like it was just I don't know. I think Whitney and Wayne are having fun together as well.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think she's been similarly paired when she was with Alfonso, right? So she's got a
Mhm.
little more of a background in how to handle it, and she's doing fantastic with it. And she truly does have a great partner because he really
Mhm.
holds his own.
Um, Selma and Sasha. I cried. I was crying. I cried
Bawling.
for her. Like And then some of the stuff that Sasha's even posting online, like I watched his Instagram story where she like found out about the MRI, and I just was like, I was crying again.
She did. She gave it such a good fight, and I would have loved to have seen her continue, but at the same time, being a mom myself, I understand where she's coming from.
I 100% get it, but I also just have to give credit to Sasha. This, I think, is his best season he has ever had.
I totally agree.
Like, hands down, like his choreography was pushed. He was an amazing teacher for her. The beautiful souls just together. It was, I wish I could just give him an award for being the best teacher.
I know, because he truly was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
In so many ways. And yeah, and she really gave it a really awesome fight, and that just goes to show where she's at in her progression of her illness. And I get it. And at the same time, she needs to just be simply proud, because she has opened that door and that hope for so many people with MS, that I hope it gives them a light to say, you know what, I have a little more in me. I can fight a little bit longer.
Yes.
Because it was just amazing. She's done so well. It was a beautiful dance to go out with, and
I'm gonna miss them. I hope she comes back and just is in the audience, because I just like her energy.
I know, I do too.
So really quick before we sign off, the marathon.
Hold on, wait, one more thing. We gotta talk about the dance off.
Well, that's the marathon dance.
Oh, okay, that's where you were going.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where you're going. I'm like, no, you can't go there yet. You gotta do the dance off. Because shocker.
Jesse and Ellen. Well, so it doesn't surprise me, because the Lindy Hop, because the Lindy Hop is so similar to the jive, and that's been Jesse and Alan's best dance. And like, Alan's an amazing jive teacher. So like, when that happened, I was like, it's so perfect.
It was so great.
Also, I felt so bad because Trevor and Emma had that little fall, and I was like, no.
Done. That was it. Done. I think they would have lasted longer if they didn't.
I do too.
It just happened to be right at that moment of moving on to that next. And I think I almost wish I could have been watching the judges' hands to see if they were like reaching to somebody else, and then they fell, and they you know what I mean? Like,
did you see in Derek's video how like the producers were literally sitting under his table?
I know.
It was
hilarious.
Fantastic. And then like he would like give him the sign, and I think then he would call to the troop. I think it was the troop who was like tapping him to get him out.
Yes, I think so. Yeah. It was shocker. And even, some of the other couples that lasted as long as they did, utterly shocked. I mean, It was incredible. It was very cool to just see them all dancing and see how that all panned out. So all right, I'm seeing our timing up here is
next week is Michael Buble week. Okay, really fun behind the scenes story. When I was in Vegas and I saw Derek, he played me the updated version of how they're changing the song a little bit with some drums for the song Higher. So that's a sneak peek. So it's going to be really awesome. The dancers are amazing. I know Chase Baldwin is helping with the choreography piece because Derek's performing.
Yep.
But this also segues. Yeah, I can talk
perfectly.
Yes, into what I'm about to talk about. If you didn't know, Derek and Michael paired up and they did a dance competition. And this girl right here entered it with 4 incredible students that I have.
They're incredible. They're so fantastic.
Insane. They learned that dance in 2 days. 2 days. I have a friend who owns the studio. They use it for Artists Unlimited to rehearse. And he let us use the studio to film in. And I made a video of choreography for Higher dance. But here's the thing, guys. It started with the top 300. It was nationwide and Canada. And then we just found out that we made the top 100. And now we are in the competition for the top 50, but currently we are in 9th place, which is insane. Like in the top 10, like what is life right now? It does fluctuate. So if you go online and you see it and it's in like spot 12, like, oh, I know it because it does go up and down depending on the time of day.
Yeah, because I know the one day you were like, we're in 19. I'm like, no, you're not. You're in 17.
I know. So it just depends. But like we've been on like spot 9 now for like about the last 5 hours, which is insane. So guys, if you want to, you can always go, like if you have Instagram, you can always follow me at CL Dancer. And I have the link right there in my bio. I'm also going to post the link right down below here. If you want to click it and vote for me and my students, we would love you.
And wink, wink, you can vote for multiple emails if you have different ones.
What she said. You can vote one time a day from any email. Yes. And it's pretty easy because when you sign in, you get the option of doing it with Google, an email, or Facebook.
Yes, it's super user friendly.
If you do register, the thing that's tricky that does throw people off if you have to register an email versus going through Google is you fill out the information and then it will verify your email. So you have to go and say, yep, confirm this is my email, then it will let you go vote. But you only have to do it one time. And then from there on in, you just sign in and they're like, vote. You click the yellow button and you vote. It's called, our piece is called Dance Your Way to a Higher Grade. Get it? Because the song is higher.
And if you have not seen it, you need to. It's fantastic and so awesome. And yes, share with your friends too.
Yes.
Post it every day, every morning. Please
Tell
don't stop
all your
doing
friends
that, by
and
the way.
family to vote.
Yes,
Please.
don't stop doing that every morning because then I see it and I'm like, oh yes, oh yes.
And if you follow me on social media, I know I've been a pain in the butt posting it every single day, but the competition goes till November 4th. So please vote.
Almost there.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Well, we will see you next week, Tuesday after Monday night. Michael Buble.
Woo! So exciting.
Very
See you guys.
cool. Can't wait. Bye, everyone.
Bye.